Once you have finished your reading through of the Amidah, you may have a seat. We'll be standing up again very shortly. I want you to understand just how powerful prayers can actually be and how unorthodox or different prayers can be. In a very faraway town, there was a terrible drought. No rain had fallen for many months, and so food was scarce and there was very little to drink. Not only did the rabbi of the town pray for rain, but the entire congregation joined him in chanting and fasting. One night, the rabbi of this town had a very strange dream. He heard a voice whisper to him, "Only one man, Moshe the shopkeeper, can bring rain. He alone must lead the congregation in prayer." Why should Moshe the shopkeeper lead the service? He's an ignorant man who doesn't even know how to read. There must be some mistake, the rabbi thought. However, the dream returned to him that night, a second time, and then a third time. The rabbi finally decided that he would obey the voice. The following day, he announced to the astonished congregation, "Moshe ben Yitzchak will lead us in the service." The shopkeeper replied in a very frightened voice, "Please, no. How can I do this when I hardly know the prayers?" The rabbi also begged Moshe, "You must do it, for you are the only one who can end the drought. God will accept your prayer if it is from the heart." To everyone's surprise, Moshe ran out of the synagogue. The congregants sat silently, waiting to see what would happen next. 5 minutes later, they had their answer. Moshe returned with the balance scale from his shop, marched up to the front of the synagogue, and began to speak. "Holy One of blessing, I am not a learned man. All I can show you is the good name and the honest scales I use in business. I have never lied or cheated anyone. If by being honest I have followed your commandments, then be merciful and bring us rain." The grateful congregants not only said prayers of thanks to God, but also went home and adjusted their scales. No one knows for sure if this is the reason they never had another drought. But no matter, they all felt if their scales were in balance, the world was in balance too. That's what we have to think about on Yom Kippur. The kinds of prayers we can do. The kind of actions that can bring us forgiveness. We now continue in our Maser on page 119. And I ask you to rise. This prayer is put in here so that we can plead our case, beg God to help us. Shema kolenu Adonai Eloheinu chus v'rachem aleinu v'kabel b'rachamim ratzon et tfilatenu. Let's read together in the middle of the page in the English. "Hear our voices, Adonai, our God, and answer our prayers with your loving kindness. Do not turn from us and be distant. Do not let us feel all alone in old age." You may have a seat. The prayer that shows up on 121, very unusual prayer. Every synagogue I've ever been to on Yom Kippur, this song is said with a joyful melody. It highlights our special relationship, our unique relationship between we, the people of Israel, and God. Page 121. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, salach lanu mechalanu, kaper lanu, ki anu amecha v'yata Eloheinu, anu vanecha v'yata avinu, anu avadecha v'yata Adonenu, anu kahalecha v'yata chelkeinu, anu nachlatecha v'yata goralenu, anu zonecha v'ata ro'enu anu charmecha v'ata notrenu anu vulatecha v'ata yotzrenu anu rayatecha v'ata dodenu anu sugulatecha v'ata krovenu anu amecha v'ata malkeinu anu mamirecha v'ata mamirenu. Let's read together the English. We are your people, and you are our God. We are your children, and you are our parent. We are your flock, and you are our shepherd. We are your vineyard, and you are our keeper. We are your creation, and you are our creator. We are your loved ones, and you are our beloved. We're now on page 122. We've asked God to hear us. We've highlighted our special relationship. Now we get to stand up and admit to him what we've done wrong in alphabetical order, both in Hebrew and in English. You're going to admit to doing things you've never done. And we do this for a reason. Hope you can figure it out. We stand up and confess our wrongdoings and ask for forgiveness. And as we say each word, we tap, not pound, don't make a bruise, our chest with our fist. Ay, 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 Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Hevinu, Vihirshanu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Tafanu Shaker. We continue now reading in the English. We have been cruel, we have mocked, we have teased, we have gossiped, we have lied, we have acted wickedly, we have acted violently, we have quarreled, we have cheated, we have been unjust, we have boasted exceedingly, we have acted selfishly, we have been false, we have not remembered Zion. We continue to stand. We're now on page 123. We will now say the longer confession, very specific sins that everyone has done, even though you haven't done most of these. At least I hope you haven't. But these are the ones that we say because we want to admit that we are a community. That if one person is doing something wrong, it's because all of us are in it together. That we should be helping each other. Again, we tap our fist lightly on our chest. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha ba'ones uvratzon, v'al chet shechatanu lefanecha bivleidat. We're on page 124. May it be your will, Adonai our God, the God of our ancestors, to forgive our sins and grant us a new beginning, for we have missed the mark. We have sinned. For the sin we have sinned against you by acting selfishly. For the sin we have sinned against you by hurting others. For the sin we have sinned against you by not respecting parents and teachers. For the sin we have sinned against you by lying. For the sin we have sinned against you by being greedy. For the sin we have sinned against you by gossiping. For the sin we have sinned against you by acting irresponsibly. For the sin we have sinned against you by cheating. For the sin we have sinned against you by rushing to do evil. You might want to add in your own personal things that you can ask forgiveness for. For all these sins, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us a new beginning, and you may have a seat. We've now admitted that we were wrong. We now continue on page 128. With the prayer for peace. Page 128, the fourth line from the bottom in the Hebrew. Sefer Chaim, Bracha V'Shalom, Ufarnasa Tova, Nizacher V'Nikatev Lefanecha, Anachnu V'Chol Amcha Beit Yisrael L'chaim tovim ol shalom Baruch atah Adonai Osei HaShalom. Let's read together in the English. Let peace, prosperity, happiness, and loving kindness come to our world, to us, and to all the Jewish people. Bless us all, Holy One, with your light. For by that light you have given the Torah to guide us. May it please you to bless the Jewish people in every season and at all times with goodness and peace. May we and all the Jewish people be remembered and recorded in your book for a good and peaceful life. Praised are you, Adonai, source of peace. At this point, we conclude Shacharit with the singing or the reciting of Avinu Malkeinu, a prayer that is so very important at this time. Can I ask you to please rise? Page 129. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha, Avinu Malkeinu, In Lanu Melech Ela Ata. Let's read together. Avinu Malkeinu, our holy parent and ruler, we have sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, you who are our only God. Avinu Malkeinu, still grant us a good new year. Avinu Malkeinu, and write us in your book of forgiveness. Avinu Malkeinu, answer our prayers, treat us with mercy. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim. Asei manu, tzedakah v'chesed. Asei manu, tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, have mercy on us, hear us, because our deeds are not sufficient. Do for us tzedakah, a kindness, and a mercy, and save us. And with that, you may have a seat. And we're about to move on to the next part of the service.